lounging, son.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Comic Lounge podcast. My name is Ryan, and as always, I got my co-host with me, Dylan. And
how's it going?
So let's talk future state. I will talk about the books that I know you didn't read, and then we will talk about the books that we both read, so we can kind of elaborate a little bit more. First up, I'll talk about Kara Zor-El, Superwoman. I think I said it last month. It was one of the books that surprised me. Marguerite Bennett, Marguerite Sauvage on art. I won't get too into it, but it's really cool. Like I said, like Kara has her own like community on Earth, right, that she's ruling over, and it really just like through the lens of this other character that comes in, right, we're kind of getting a version of we're seeing her Supergirl's experience through another character's eyes, right?
Yeah.
And the inspiration that Superwoman or Kara has like an effect on people, right? And kind of like we see the effect Superman has. So it was a nice little wrap up. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed the book.
Okay, I should check that out.
You should.
I don't know the way you just described it right now. Like that's pretty dope. Okay, I didn't understand the concept. Yeah, I mean, I love her character design.
The art is absolutely breathtaking. It's so good. I've never seen Marguerite Sauvage's art before. I know her name, but I never read any books by her. But it's really cool. It's a nice look at Kara and really into her psyche and like her experience, right, of like watching Superman, where because like I said last month, like she was supposed to essentially like raise Clark, right? She was supposed to
she was supposed to be the guardian.
Yeah, almost the alpha, right? But then the roles reversed, and it was just a really cool 2-issue story. Nice wrap up. I think they wrapped it up really nicely. I wouldn't say it's like a tearjerker at the end, but the final image is just it's kind of heartwarming. You know what I mean? Like it's really cool. And then Superman, I'll talk about Superman. Wonder Woman, I did not like the first issue very much. The second issue was a little bit better in terms of like the relationship between Yara. It was not, the relationship between Yara and John was a little bit better dialogued in this issue, but the overall story, I just I wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Like they basically switch places of like who they're going against. Like Yara was supposed to challenge these like old gods, right? Brazilian gods. Clark. John was supposed to defeat Solaris. Like the Sun Eater or whatever, and they flipped it, and I mean that's basically all it is. You know what I mean? Like they basically, I'll take on them, and then you take on them. It's like it just didn't really grab me. The art was good,
synergy.
Yeah, it's just not the business. And then another one you didn't read, the Green Lantern book. It's pretty solid. The John Stewart story again. Like they don't have their power rings, kind of like almost like in barbarian garb. It's very sci-fi aspects. You get Orion from the New Gods with this like really weird design, and he basically comes and like defends John Stewart, and he says, if you believe in me, then you will follow him, which is kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like
that's crazy.
I don't know if this is going to be picked up on. Jeffrey Thorne is going to be writing the Green Lantern ongoing in April.
Which lantern is it? Is it like the core, or is it like
John is the main focus in the new ongoing? I know we're gonna have Teen Lantern in there from Young Justice, which we also got a story from her, which is really cool. She's like, it's her and Mogo teaming up. It was a cool little story, you know what I mean? And
I love Mogo. I love the offbeat lanterns, all of them. Like in every like color spectrum, all the offbeat lanterns are just the best ones.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And Teen Lantern is kind of a cool character that Bendis created because her whole thing is like she's basically hacked Lantern, the gauntlet that Krona created, right?
Oh, wow.
And so she's like hacking the power battery to use this. So like in this story, the Guardians kind of like, they're trying to figure out like how she was able to do this and stuff. I don't want to get too much into the story for anybody that hasn't read it yet, but it's a cool little story. And then the final one is with Hal Jordan. It was a good story. Nothing too crazy happened in it, but then the last page kind of alludes to Hal Jordan having not been there when something happened to the Lanterns, and then it's like coming soon in 2021. It's going to talk more about that. So
I'm with it. More Hal.
Yeah. I mean, I hope Hal is going to have a place. Like the Grant Morrison stuff, I stopped reading. I'm going to read it like when it's done because it was kind of very Grant Morrison. I don't know how else to say
There's
it.
a lot. You have to like. I feel for like all Grant Morrison stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love Grant Morrison. I think Grant Morrison's Batman run was one of the best runs ever. Like from Final Crisis over, and like it's some of the best shit ever. But like it is a lot to take in. Like I stopped reading after like issue 4, like
of the first
series? Season. Of the first season.
Okay, yeah, I read all the first season.
But I still kept on buying it. Like I'm just waiting for it to be done, like you said, so I could just read it all in one sitting and like kind of just like get through. Yeah, not get through it because that makes it sound like a chore, but it's a lot. Grant Morrison gives you a lot.
I agree, and then like the Black Stars like 3-issue series in between was like really weird, but also very meta in terms of like him like kind of addressing the I think comic books or the industry kind of. It's weird the way it's done. I don't know how to explain. It's very Grant Morrison though. Similar to like how he in Multiversity, how he comments on the industry or comic book stuff as a whole through the lens of characters. And like if you pay attention and you're like really like looking for it, you'll see it. The second season, I think I got 4 issues in, but it like turned into something really, really weird. And I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until this is done. I need to read it complete to really get the scope of it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
But back to Future State. Why don't you lead up after you
talk about it? I was going to talk about Justice League. This shit was awesome. Yeah, all of it. Like from Justice League Dark, the backstory was fantastic. The main story was really good. I really liked this new take on the Justice League, and like I want to know what leads up to this.
Yes.
And Williamson's awesome. I feel like he's going to be around for a very long time. He's going to have a lot of great stories, and we're like only scratching the surface. I want to know what happens to the Justice League, the Great Betrayal. You know what I mean?
Yes.
like that shit's coming. Like, you know what I mean? This is a hell of a way to like set a path for a crazy story arc that you're getting to. I think all of it is going to be awesome. Even Justice League Dark, Ron V fucking kills it. Every single story of his kills it. Like a lot of the writers in this, like they're killing it. Like the entire Future State, they're killing it, and I cannot wait for more. This is what it's about, dude. Like you make people excited about comics. I am excited about these comics, dude. Justice League is off top going on my poll. Like I never had a Justice League title that wasn't Justice League Dark, but that doesn't count. But actual Justice League is going in my poll.
Are you getting it because Justice League Dark's in the back, or are you getting it for the Bendis led ongoing?
I don't know. I just for the Justice League Dark, obviously.
You're mostly getting for that.
I also want to be there for whatever is going to happen in between the Future State stuff and where it is now. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been praising Williamson for years. It feels like his Birthright, Nailbiter, his Flash run, I love it all. And his Justice League team, I'm loving the prospects of like, is there a possibility that we could get like a Future State Justice League book, much like we got Future State Gotham? Because it teases like, who else are we going to invite to our Justice League in the last panel, right?
Yeah.
That's not really a spoiler of the story, but so that I'm very excited about. This Justice League Dark story, what I really loved is it deals a lot with Etrigan.
Yeah.
And I love that character.
Mostly Etrigan, not like the host.
There's a betrayal in there that I was like, I didn't really see coming. I love Merlin. Like it's really dope. And I know that we're probably going to see the Justice League Dark backups that are in the Justice League ongoing in March, probably leading towards some of the stuff we saw in here. So, I mean, Ron V killed it with Future State. He's got one more book coming out this month from Future State, Catwoman. I don't see that not being good. So, like we said, I think he's one of, like, I'm going to, like, hype him up at the shop. I was telling Nick, I was like, dude, he's easily one of, like, the best up-and-coming, like, names in comic books. I know he's been writing for a while, obviously, but, like, he's more in the...
he has a lot of momentum right now.
Right, I agree.
He is snowballing, bro. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, Ron B is killing it. I can't wait to read more. of the new stuff. The new stuff, especially. I'm almost done with Graffiti's Wall.
It's so good. I did a little video, and I like, as I was talking about it, I'm like, all I keep saying is, this is amazing. This is phenomenal. Look at this art. Look at this story. Like, I literally just like, because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin. I didn't know anything about the book when I read it. I glanced at the back of the synopsis, but I just wanted to show people the art and show people the book and kind of give it a little bit of shine because I think it's amazing. But yeah, he's an awesome writer. Real quick though, I want to talk about Robin Eternal because I forgot to ask you if you read it. Cool Tim Drake story. It's interesting because like I don't know that any of these threads will be touched upon going forward. But it was a good story. It's a fun story. If you're a Tim Drake fan, I definitely recommend picking it up. Is it essential in terms of like the Magistrate? Nothing huge happens, but it's got some cool character moments. Stephanie Brown spoilers in it. It's perfect for Tim Drake fans. It's definitely it shows him in a good light. I don't think he gets enough shine in the comic books right now, much like Kyle Rayner doesn't. You know what I mean? So a lot of my
Kyle Rayner really isn't getting a lot of love right now.
It's pissing me off. But
it sucks. I mean, Kyle Rayner is definitely not my favorite Lantern, but I like him. And there was a period in time when all you got was Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, and those were good times.
Yeah.
Those are good times, dude. He had look. They don't collect it, but the Kyle Rayner run is phenomenal. From the time Ron Mars was writing it, Judd Winnick took over.
Yeah.
A lot of awesome stories, dude, because he's an artist, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have, like, some high, crazy job. He worked job to job. Like, that's what he was. And he was, like, he didn't have the Guardians. He didn't have anybody to show him the ropes. He kind of had to learn it on the fly. Like, it was just cool. It was almost like one of us just getting a Green Lantern ring and seeing what happens. Like an everyday man. Like, and that to me was really cool. I have almost the entire run of his, but I digress. But yeah, Tim Drake.
We need more. We need more Tim Drake.
Kyle.
We need more Kyle.
I agree. Yes.
We need more Deadman. That's just me though. Just give me Deadman. Just give me a Black Label Deadman and make me happy. DC Comics.
Yeah, come on, dude. Could you imagine like an Andrea Sorrentino Deadman book?
Yo,
that would be dope. You heard it here first, guys. Comic Lounge.
Yeah.
Homies for hire. You heard it here
homies
first.
For hire. Like just pay us to pitch you ideas.
Yeah, you don't have to pay much. Maybe just pay us in comic books too.
Pay us in comics. I'll take some credit. I'll take my name in a book.
Yeah, just special shout out. Yeah,
just pitching all day, and it'll literally be me and Ryan in a room with like just a bunch of ideas on the wall, right?
Yeah,
and then we'll have darts. And we'll just post-it notes about darts and just throw it around the room and then sell you something.
No, they're all good ideas. They're all good.
They're all going to be good ideas.
Yeah. You want to talk about the next? You want to talk about the next book?
Yeah. You want to talk Dark Detective?
Yeah, and we'll close out with Teen Titans. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Dark Detective. I love the way this whole the whole of Gotham is turning out. Aside from like a couple stories, but like their back stories, whatever. But like the whole of Gotham and everything going on with Magistrate is awesome. It's fire as fuck, dude. It's dope.
I'm really loving the neo-noir fucking aesthetic, dude. It's growing on me each time I read another Gotham book.
Dan Mora, if I say this fool's name one more time, this fool is just gonna appear in a mirror. Like Dan Mora. Dan Mora is sick.
Dan Mora.
Yeah.
So,
but cool. The art in this is absolutely the best. It's my favorite in the Dark Detective is my favorite in the Gotham line.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to see why. Like you open it up like from beginning to end, even like that big ass splash page when Bruce meets Jace.
Yeah,
like it's awesome, dude.
I loved it.
It's some legendary stuff going on.
And I love the way he draws the cape. Yeah. Like the next page after the splash page, if you see like Jace, the way the cape is just in the air, it looks dope as fuck.
Dude, both stories in this is awesome. We'll talk about Grifter in a second. I'm really looking forward to Detective Comics.
Yes, dude. I'm really hoping that we get to see Bruce without the money.
Yeah.
And seeing him kind of in this light, because this is what something I really want to read. I wouldn't mind if they did it for like a year and a half, dude.
Yeah.
With him,
if you think about it, this is kind of like back to basics, Bruce, because like when he went abroad to go learn all his stuff, he was basically homeless, right? Mm-hmm. So we're seeing that again, but with the added element of you lost everything. Like, and I think, losing things when it comes to like human beings, I think is like some of the best character builders. And it's crazy to see it happen to Bruce Wayne, of all people.
Yeah, because nobody even knows he's alive. Yeah. So it's like he's completely alone with no one and just his own wits and like buildings, like how he describes how he built those goggles, right? Out of like his roommate, the conspiracy theorist, out of his like swimming goggles. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's awesome. Like, you didn't even have to explain that, but just that little like added thing that Mariko Tamaki added into the script. Like, I'm just very excited. I'm very excited for Detective Comics. This is in my top 3 as of right now. It's Wonder Woman, Detective Comics, and Swamp Thing so far.
Yes, that's my exact 3. Yeah. That's my exact 3. Now let's talk about Grifter. Yes. I want to know what Grifter did to Lucius Fox. I hope this leads to an actual Grifter ongoing.
Well, I know he's gonna have a Grifter story
in Batman Legends, right?
Urban Legends.
Urban Legends. You know what I really like? The character design of Huntress in this. She looks like an owl. I like that. That's dope.
Yeah, I really loved Huntress. I like her character. I mean, I've been reading DC Comics since I was a kid, so like I really liked when I didn't like the redesign that Jim Lee did when he it just very sexualized costume. Like I don't like when they do that it's not tactical. It doesn't make sense. No woman that's going out to fight crime would be wearing like booty shorts. You know what I mean? And their midriff showing. Why would you do that? Like, it doesn't make sense at all. Especially you don't have powers.
That's why like Black Widow's MCU costume is always the best because it made the most sense.
Exactly. Like
it made the most sense.
You've got to fucking make something at least like believable. Don't make it stupid. And I love this Huntress. I really loved like the end, like the switch with Grifter and Huntress where you think something's gonna happen a certain way. You know, the dynamic between Huntress and Grifter was really cool. I enjoyed that. So I'm excited to see moving forward what we're gonna see with Grifter for sure.
Yeah.
And his place in Gotham.
Yeah, and his place in Gotham. And and his place in the Batman mythos. Like, does he become Bat Family?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because if you think about it, he really makes most of his appearances in Gotham, right? I mean, for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there was a Grifter story in Batman 101.
Yeah.
Of James Tynion's run.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, I think Lucius Fox hired him. And I think that might be what they're alluding to in here, but it didn't get resolved. So I think it's going to start getting resolved moving forward in maybe Batman Urban Legends. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, in the art, Carmine Domenico's art is just, I love his art. I loved him on Flash. I love.
Well, this is some of the best action pages I've seen in a long time. Especially when it's during like the motorcycle chase, getting chased by the magistrate jet and all the fire, all the heavy fire that's happening, dude. It's awesome. He
depicts action really well.
Yeah, this is crazy stuff.
Like, remember when we were at Flash Volume 1, like the way he does speed too is really dope. Like, oh dude, so good.
This is like Jerry Bruckheimer like stuff here, like especially like with big explosions. This is great. Yeah. So yeah, Grifter definitely needs more shine. He's my Kyle Rayner.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I can accept that.
Okay.
90s characters.
90s characters for days, bro.
Come on, dude, bring the 90s characters back, bro.
Bring all the 90s characters back. I want to see more Cardiac. I want to see.
Yeah, dude, you fucking really excavated that one, dude.
Yeah, I did. I want to see more Shadowhawk. What's up with a Shadowhawk image?
Yes. Maybe we'll have to do our own Shadowhawk book and present it to Jim Valentino and be like, yo, what's up, dude? Can we do this?
Homies for hire. Just let us pitch ideas.
Yes. We should do a new segment, Homies for Hire, where we just pitch ideas. We should do that. Anyways, let's talk Teen Titans before we. You got the good cover. I got both. I love Red X. Huge fan of the Red X character. Tim Sheridan, dude. I need the mystery. The only thing, like, this was a good book, but I was hoping for a little bit more of a resolution at the end. But I guess, like, there's no way you really do that, because then what do you do in Teen Titans Academy, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
you gotta. It's like the whole scantily clad women thing, right? Like you leave more up to. It's better to leave more up to the imagination.
Yeah, I love how Starfire calls him Deathwing too, because there is a Teen Titans book from the 90s where in the future
90s comics.
Right, he changes his name to Deathwing. So like that was a little callback, so that was kind of cool. I want to see like the kids, right? Like they hack the H dial. That's another cool thing. So like because of that.
All right, so so I'm new to a lot of DC stuff aside from like main stuff. That was the thing that was confusing me. What's going on? What is the H dial?
Okay, the H dial
I know. There's a what's the comic called?
Dial H for Hero.
Yeah, Dial H for Hero, right?
That's an old. I think it's maybe 60s concept. I think it was a Silver Age concept that started maybe 70s. I don't know.
But didn't they have like a recent run like in 2018? They did.
It was the Wonder Comics line.
Oh, okay.
So that kid is in here in the flashbacks. Forgot his name. I think it's
what is it? Is that his superpower?
Basically you dial whatever. Yeah. You dial H for Hero, and you get different powers each time. But what they're alluding to is that heroes don't necessarily die, like their essence is still there, so you're drawing from them. I think that's what it was kind of alluding to. So that's kind of cool. That's new. That's never been talked about before. So I thought that, like, the ending, like, you see that splash page. I won't say what it is, but Red X dials the dial, and like you see this fucking amazing splash page. It was really cool. And then this leads it.
It's like constructs. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was cool. And this leads into Shazam 1, Future State Shazam 1, which is kind of interesting because, like, I knew it was connected to Teen Titans, but like you're looping back through Shazam, right? You read 1, 2, and then you go back to Shazam 1 and then read Shazam 2. So you kind of see how Shazam ends up where he ends up in number 1. But yeah, it was really cool. I'm really excited for Teen Titans Academy. I messaged Tim Sheridan. I was like, hey, I was wondering if you would be down to do a signature series at our shop for the first arc.
Oh yeah, I saw.
And yeah, so I messaged him and I was like, I wanted to ask you first before I brought it to my boss, And he's like, yeah, I'm down. So I was like, hey, Ed, because they were there for their managers meeting to go over the previews catalog. They do it every month.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Tim Sheridan, signature series for Teen Titans Academy. Are you down? And he's like, oh yeah, just give him my email, like introduce us via email. And they worked it out. It happened.
I saw the ad.
Yeah.
Fucking tight.
Would have been nice if I got a little shout out. Would have been nice.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Ryan, thanks for hooking this up. But, whatever. That's fine. No big deal. I'm just here getting signature series set up, but.
Whatever. Dude, I love how your shop does that. Like the David M. Boer signature series stuff that you did for Kanto too. That's awesome.
He's doing the next 2 series as well with us.
That's tight. See, that's dope.
Yeah. This is week 6, week 7. Dude, we are almost done. So
home stretch. So what's gonna happen? Like after this is over, we're gonna do like Infinite Frontier, like the first week.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was thinking maybe we would just do an episode just on the Infinite Frontier special.
Okay.
That comes out. We'll do that, and then maybe at the end of the month we can do like a recap of the first month of Infinite Frontier instead of week to week. I mean, unless you want, I don't think you want to read every book. Yeah, that's a lot, dude. So we'll figure out.
That's a lot. Plus already the stuff that I'm already like pulling like regularly.
Right. Right. This has been a lot of reading for me. This
is.
Month. So we'll figure out. We'll do some other segments because I like this. I like to kind of dividing up our podcast into a couple different topics. But yeah, this week I'm very excited for the books coming out. Let me pull it up.
Same.
Oh,
we'll edit this out.
Yeah, we've got Future State, Future State Catwoman, Future State Immortal Woman, Wonder Woman, Nightwing.
Nightwing! I'm so hyped for Nightwing.
Same here, dude. Superman Worlds of War is probably the book I'm looking forward to the most this week. Another issue, the conclusion of the next Batman, and then of course we got Shazam by our boy Tim Sheridan.
Yep.
So solid week, dude. I don't think there's any books that I didn't like. Well, next Batman, I'm not really feeling, but every other book coming out this week, I like. So
yeah. Honestly, it's that 1 week. I think we had one in January too, where every single issue that we read was completely solid. I think this is like issue 2 of that.
Yes, this I think that's what it was. It was like the third week.
Yeah, it was the third week, and it was like everything was good.
Yeah. So I'm excited. It's kind of sad it's coming to an end, but like I said, we'll do some other stuff to kind of cover other stuff. We will do that Infinite Frontier. I think that'll be cool. Just do an episode on that one issue because it's like 64 pages or something. It's like a bunch of different stories, so that'll be fun to talk about. Yeah. And if you're not already following us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Comic Lounge. You can follow Dylan at The Dillbot on Instagram. Make sure you throw your comments or suggestions down below, or you can also email us at thecomicloungepod@gmail.com, and make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid goes up. And on that note, we're out.
Later, buds.